You've reached Conversation with Mr. A. This is your host, Anthony Apostilla. Thank you for listening. Let's get right to the episode. Welcome to Conversations with Mr. A. This is your host, Anthony Abastilla. So for this episode, I have Cierra Escobar with me, and she works as a traveling nanny. Cierra, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, I love that I'm here. Thank you.
Cierra, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what exactly is a traveling nanny?
So I am 26 years old. Obviously, I'm a nanny. A traveling nanny is somebody who goes and travels with the family, whether it be for their work or for luxurious experiences, and just assists with the kids and any responsibilities or duties that may come with them.
Okay, how did you get into the career?
So when I was 19, I was working at Sam's Club and I wanted to change. I was working like 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. and that was a horrible shift because I hated waking up early. So, I went on this app called Sitter City and I found a family for $13 an hour. I would go in the afternoons to go pick up their daughter from school. And that is where it all began because I was still in school at the time and it just worked with my schedule.
What made you decide to combine childcare with travel?
I've always loved to travel. I grew up a military child, so I was always constantly traveling and having to go different places. And I wanted to go see the world. So what better way to see the world than to be paid for it while you're doing it and then get to stay at the most luxurious places. So everything's paid for, yeah.
Up to this point, where have you been up to this point?
By myself or with the family?
Oh, with the family.
I have been to Miami. I've been to Florida, New York, and that's it so far.
Keyword, so far.
Yes, so far.
What does a typical day look like when you're traveling with a family?
So mine is a little bit different just because mom is more hands-on. So I will say this is not for every single nanny. And this is obviously based on each family's needs. But a typical day for me when I'm traveling is I stay the night at their house. We wake up early because usually they get early flights for the kids. It just helps with their naps. I assist with getting them in the car, getting all of their belongings are already packed. Some nannies have to pack for the kids, but their mom does the packing. So I get all of their belongings in the car and basically just assist them in getting to the airport and holding their travel car seats, things like that, and getting them on the plane. They do not sit with me on the flight. Sorry.
That's okay. So for yourself, what's the longest assignment that you've been on?
2 weeks. Actually, yeah, I was gone for 2 weeks. Oh my God. The longest assignment I've been on was 2 weeks, and I flew to New York first, and then I flew to Florida. So where was I at? I was in Destin. There was a condo on the beach. So I flew to New York to go. What was I doing in New York? It was for her family, so we stayed with her family, and basically those days I did have the kids by myself because she was working. She worked remotely. And then we flew to Florida because she just wanted to go for leisure. So we were in a condo on the beach. And basically, I did not have the kids by myself that time. So
What kind of families usually hire traveling nannies? I'm just kind of curious on that.
Families that are high net worth.
Okay.
So because you're paying not only for the nanny's time, but also all the accommodations and everything. You're paying for their food, their stay, their travel. So, and that's just on top of their pay. And then you're going to have to pay their hourly and their time and a half if it gets to that, because normally it does. And also an overnight fee. Most nannies charge an overnight fee. And I do a $150 on top of everything because I'm spending the night away from home. So it's an inconvenience to me.
Fair. So as a traveling nanny, what are their biggest responsibilities during a trip?
The kids, making sure the kids are safe. Safety is number one above all. I mean, you're going through airports, even if you're flying private. So I don't think anything else is above that.
How do you prepare before traveling with the family?
How how would I guess, I mean, I don't know, because I always have two all the time, so it's just like I don't really have to prepare. It's just like an instinct. Like, I don't know. It's just like they're my own, like my own babies, literally. So,
Are you at liberty to share like maybe some funny stories? Like, what's the funniest things that's happened while traveling?
none of our travel days have been funny.
None of them.
They've been really intense and layovers, and this is because they're not flying private, so it's like commercial airlines. But
Makes for some long days, I'm gonna guess.
yeah, long days. So there's been nothing really funny. I'm sorry.
No,
Nothing is funny about those days.
Is there any one of them that most memorable that stands out? Most memorable trip.
That I've ever had, like with a family. When I went to my first bar mitzvah actually in Miami, because I've never seen or I've never been to a Jewish event or like anybody with like money. So like they had like a private sushi chef and they had a bunch of stuff there, like a DJ, and it was all in the backyard of like this huge mansion. But yeah, that was probably my most memorable travel story. Like outside of that, like their family, they lived on like a family compound. I've never seen this. Like they had a mansion for the family alone, and then they had another mansion just for the grandma. So they lived we took like the golf cart back and forth. Like it was so crazy. They had a whole gym. Like everything was just like separated. That was crazy.
For you, what's the most rewarding moment that you've experienced up to this point?
As a nanny alone, it's seeing my baby girl grow. Like I've had her since before she was born, literally. So her mom's 5 months pregnant when I met her. And honestly, I guess there's just been a bunch where I just see her like growing and progressing, and her words, like her vocabulary is insane. And it's so rewarding because literally you are like their mother. So I don't know, it's different. It's different from being a teacher or like a daycare worker. Like you're there all the time, and so I guess there's just been with that alone, seeing her balance and gym class, and like I said, her language is just insane. I'll say
But how do what I'm wondering, Cierra, is how do you build that trust with the families? How do you get them to trust you? Because I would imagine as you build that relationship, especially with that baby girl you mentioned, it probably took a little bit of time to develop the trust. Am I right?
Right. So they had already had another child, and I let them know up front, I'm not the type of nanny to stay in the house. I'm fine with cameras and everything like that. So, that's one way that parents build that trust, is having cameras. They did not. They had just moved to San Antonio.
Oh.
And then I told them, I take my kids out. So the first day that I even started on the job, they already had let me, take their son in my car. So I guess they just let go and let it be. And one major way is sending them lots of pictures and videos, when they're not around, you obviously. So even now, every hour I'm sending 2 to 3 pictures, and the mom just loves it. She's always loving all of them. We talk back and forth about what they're doing currently in the moment. I'm sending videos. So I guess that's the best way, because if you're going hours without communication, they're like, what the heck,
Have you stayed in touch with the families after you're done with the assignments?
I have, actually. They'll ask me to come back and babysit and stuff. But in my current position, this is my longest. So I hit 3 years with them next month. And I started this when I was 19. So I've switched back and forth, because there's a lot of 1-year assignments. But this one just stuck the longest because she was my first newborn baby, the family that I live now. So there was no reason for me to leave. But after this, I will for sure keep in contact. They always do. And they always want me to come back. And it's amazing. I love it.
Well, I'm curious, with the kids, the children you've worked with, what have they taught you about life?
That having kids is not easy. Seriously, it's not just oh, this is a cute little baby. No, they take so much time and dedication and patience, literally. I mean, there's a lot of people, and I, excuse my language, but half-ass parents, and you cannot be like that with kids. They need your attention more than anything you could ever buy them. It's just you being there, you showing up, and you giving your all to them.
Now, I tried with a question earlier, and I struck out a little bit when I was asking about the funniest trips, and not quite the funniest trips, but were there anything funniest thing a kid has ever said to you?
So much funny stuff all the time. I can't think of them right now, but they say like a bunch of funny stuff. It's just like their personality. Like, oh, when are you going to die?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Can I make your ofrenda? Like the little Mexican thing, because he had just watched Coco, so he was like, "Oh, can I make your ofrenda when you die?"
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Seriously, so I'm like, oh my god. So like, that was probably like one of my major ones.
How do you deal with kids? Maybe I would imagine some kids sometimes will have difficult behavior. How do you manage that?
Honestly, at every interview, I ask parents their discipline styles before, because people are very sensitive when it comes to their kids, as they should. But as personally, I remove myself. I give them time. If it's tantrums, I'm leaving the room. If you're hitting me, I am leaving the room. I will not be near you. And just basically sitting down with parents and seeing like what the next step is. Because one thing I don't tolerate is kids hitting or throwing anything at me. And they do have, obviously toddlers have that all the time, but some of them do timeouts. Some of them do not believe in that. There's, like I said, there's a lot of sensitive parents out there. So I just do what they want. So
How do you keep them entertained during the trips, and just in general, how do you keep them entertained?
Definitely always active and on the go. So these are, right now, my family that I have now, these are my most active kids. So we're constantly doing something, whether it's the library, it's the zoo, this kids museum, indoor jumping places. We are constantly going to go do stuff, and in that we're learning as well. So I'm teaching them different stuff. We've also done a lot of lesson plans where we have a poem and a book and a whole like lesson plan just for like toddlers, just toddler age, a little activity, everything like that. We have a huge playroom. Like I always tell them, like we need lots of different things, lots of different activities to do, just because like keeping kids entertained can be a lot, especially kids that don't like to nap. So it makes the days long, but mostly like being outside and being in nature and like going different places. I cannot stay inside the house. I will not keep my kids in the house. We go somewhere every single day. As soon as I get there within the hour, we are leaving. We're out.
Yes. You keep them moving.
Yes, I do. And I meat up with my other nanny friends too. So we have a whole group and a community where we're meeting up with our kids. Our kids are best friends. The parents have now become best friends, and like they hang out and have parties at their house. And so, you know, it's what I want to say is like it's keeping them entertained, like with each other as well, like not just being isolated even though they're young. Like that we're exposing them to everything.
Now, for someone who may want to get started being a nanny, what would you tell them? So someone who just say, "Hey, you know, I'd like to give this a shot." What advice would you give them?
First, if you want to make good money, for sure, start with like a little bit of educational background. Take some courses on early childhood development. Of course, number one is first aid, CPR certification. Next should be swim safety. This is a very important one, and I tell people that all the time. Swim safety, especially like even if your kids like have some lessons, which I again recommend, but definitely get some background on that. And if you have money, maybe get an associate's, but definitely like go and be around kids too first. Obviously, like go and work at a daycare first, or even just try to babysit on the side, because having it as a full-time job can be a lot. It can be very stressful. But you know what I do tell most people too is that mostly it's the parents that make the job, like they make or break it. It's not the kids, obviously. But also I would say get in with a agency. They will help you find good families and money, but there's also apps if you want to work for yourself. So I do both. I've interviewed with an agency. I do have an agency that sends me jobs, but the thing with that is they make your pay for you. So it's like they're the ones that set it, and I'm always like, I'm going to negotiate it. I'm going to set my own prices. So I've never actually accepted a job from an agency, but that is a good way to get in.
How has the job changed you as a person?
It's just given me so much knowledge on how I like want to raise my own kids. Also like with patience, like, oh my god, people always say like you must be so patient, but it's like literally the job. Like it's the experience. Like you have to be, especially with like these are other people's kids, these are their everything. It's like you have to be patient, and you have to be active and aware and just on alert too all the time, especially when you have multiple toddlers. So
what motivates you to keep going?
Honestly, the real truth, it's because my pay keeps increasing and so do my benefits.
Hey.
Like, I've never, like, gone down, even though, like, I know some people have to take a pay cut. Like, it's just, like, everything just constantly increases, like I said. And the fact that everything is provided for me. Like I have an unlimited credit card. I use their car. Anything that we need, like I have paid for. I get great benefits, like I said, and I just keep getting more and more. And there's no cap on it. Like when you get bonuses, like it's a couple thousand, you know, like it's, I've heard a lot of different things too with different nannies, and that's what really kept me going. Because when you work for really high ultra net families and stuff like that, like they will give you so much more just because you're taking care of their kids, like cars, like designer stuff. Like you get to, I've had so many friends on private jets, like it's just, yeah.
That's crazy.
There's even been like so many stories where like a family will give you a blank check and you write your own bonus, whether it be 10,000, 20,000. Like, yeah, like there's no cap on how much like you can make in this job, especially like when you're taking care of kids that are other people's and they don't want to take care of them. So like, it's like, yeah, I'll pay you whatever you want. Just take care of these kids. And that's how they are. Seriously. That's how a lot of these parents are. Like, especially the rich ones, the really wealthy families. Like, yeah, they don't want really anything to do with the kids. They just made them to, you know, continue their lineage.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. Okay, so this one, for the last portion of the interview, I like to make this fun, and I call this word association. So I'm going to give you some very off-the-wall, random words, one or two words, and just tell me like the first thing that comes to mind. And these are just like off-the-wall random things. Here's an example. So everyone knows this. For the running joke here with this podcast, the entire history is I have a strong dislike for pickles. For you, what's the first thing, like when you hear the word pickles, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you?
A spicy pickle from the gas station, like those giant ones. I love those.
Okay.
They're good.
Okay. Okay. How about jewelry?
Jewelry, a necklace, like, I don't know, Swarovski. That's
Okay.
what I think of. Yeah.
Sports cars?
A Lamborghini.
Okay. Rap music?
Drake.
Okay. All right. Country music?
Morgan Wallen. That's what comes to mind, yeah.
Good taste. Okay. How about barbecue?
Oh, Texas. That's what the first thing that comes to mind. Smoky Moe's barbecue.
Okay.
Bill Miller's.
Okay. How about bad hygiene?
Oh, armpits. I don't know, like, that's what I really smelled on people when it's bad hygiene. Their armpits.
I'm sure it's got to be memorable.
No, seriously.
Oh.
What the heck?
Okay. How about romantic movies?
The Notebook.
Classic movie. How about horror/gore movies?
My mom.
What?
But because I grew up on horror, like, she's been showing us horror movies since we were like 5, 6 years old. So every time I want to go see a horror movie, I like always think of my mom. Like every time.
Wow.
So horror is huge with me, my mom, and my sister. We love horror and gore.
Okay. All right. Cartoons.
SpongeBob.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let's try a few more. How about relationships?
That one, all I can think about is myself, and that I'm not in one, so I don't know.
Okay. Pickup trucks?
My dad, because he has one. I don't know what kind, but I don't really think about that.
That's okay. MMA?
Is that boxing?
Oh, it's kind of like grappling and hitting. And
Okay, yes,
hitting.
I don't really watch that, so I'm not really sure. Like, nothing really comes to mind.
Nah, no worries. And this is a running joke for myself. WWE wrestling.
The Undertaker.
Oh, yes, The Undertaker. Classic.
Literally.
So, Cierra, any final words of maybe encouragement or things you want to tell our listeners? And, again, with being a nanny, just anything you want to say?
Yes. If you have any experience or background in teaching and you don't want to work in the classroom anymore, definitely go be a nanny. You will make so much money, seriously. And they want all that background for your education, and like I said, it's all one-on-one. Be a nanny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cierra, for your time. I appreciate it. And that concludes this edition of Conversations with Mr. A. Gotta say, I learned a little bit about nannying, what a traveling nanny does through Cierra. Cierra, thank you so much for just sharing your insights and just kind of explaining what a traveling nanny does, just your experiences. I actually learned quite a bit from that. So thank you for that. And thank you for listening, everybody. We'll catch you next episode.